Are you sure? Oh, you're not. Okay,
Are
should
you
be
sure?
hearable now. Oh, you're not. Okay,
Testing
should be
now.
hearable now. Oh, you're not. Okay.
Okay, I
Hmm.
believe we're live.
Testing.
Yes, we are.
Testing.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All righty. Good evening. Welcome to another installment of the AGLA playoffs. Here we've got two teams coming in for the third seed and the sixth seed. Spanx Life Coaches as the sixth seed coming up against Zero Logic here, the three seed. Both teams vying to keep themselves alive here in the playoffs for the AGLA playoffs. Their opponent in round two, like clockwork, is waiting for them. So we'll have to see which team can make it out of here. My name's Tez. I'm joined here by Rain. Rain, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I haven't been this excited for a match in a very, very, very long time. And as an avid replicant or representative of like Clockwork, I can't wait personally to see who wins this game. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gassed up, ready to be here, and I think we got some good griff off for the fans tonight.
Absolutely. So we're gonna dive right in here as we've got both teams. They're gonna be loading up onto the court right around 10:30 p.m. today. Got a late night start for both these rosters, so they can have their full rosters here. Where we're gonna start off here is we're gonna start with the sixth seed. Sixth seed. These guys are the underdogs fighting up to take on Zero Logic here. You've got Spank's Life Coaches. This team made up as with Captain Scullin. So you got Spanktron, Silent Viper, and Griff Beast coming in here as the four-man roster for this squad. Bit of a question mark of a roster here, as with the team that they've got going on here, Skullin with a plus 40 to 80, more 40 to 80 KD spread or more in some games. He just seems to constantly be outplaying anyone that he's up against. Griff Beast, the best ball runner of the season, having a over 21-second average lifetime throughout the entire season. You got Silent Viper, a fantastic flanker, who just always seems to pull three or more guys with him whenever he goes out on the flank. And then you've got Spanktron. This man's gone sober, and when he's gone sober, he's going to light it up on the court. What have we got? What have we been seeing qualitatively from their games over the course of this season, Rain?
Yeah, I mean they had a this is another one of the teams that we've had so far this season that started off kind of iffy. So obviously they went out some of their first games. Overall on the season they went like just slightly positive, I believe. So the biggest takeaway is number one, at the beginning of the season we got Spank not only sobering up, which congrats to Spank, but also playing on controller, which as we've seen from kind of a lot of teams and having some swap and some turnover, it affected their gameplay just a little bit. I'm not going to say a lot because obviously they still played well. They were still getting their kills, but we really see the longest games that we've seen all season coming out of this team, but also not resulting in a turnover win, which is kind of unfortunate to see for a team of this caliber. But I think once we look at their record towards the end, they start to spin up. So obviously, as they click in, as they make a decision of who's going to be the runner, what are they doing, who's tanking where, and really work on their tanking lineup as a team per se, they really start to actually evolve as a team, and that's what we're seeing tonight in their lineup is that heavy tanking style. Griff Beast is running out of his mind, which I didn't even know that stat about him. I had no idea that he was the number one runner in the league, but I believe it with just how much he stepped up play style wise for this team. And they're really going on all cylinders. They've been burning the candle on both ends per se. They've been in scrims. They've been getting their licks in against teams like My Chemical Ace Spence. They've scrimmed like clockwork a little bit, so they're definitely on all cylinders when it comes for tonight. And I think they're eager for their get back game because I believe the last time these two teams played, it was a 2-0 in the side of Zero Logic. If I'm correct.
It was.
Granted, hopefully we don't see another 17-hour game where we're casting for 20
Oh
minutes for a
God, please.
singular round. But
Oh God.
either way, I think we're in for a great night, and I'm excited to see what this team can pull off on the court.
Absolutely. Yeah, Spanx Life coaches are trying to fight back after what was a grueling defeat. 2-0 does not tell it justice for how that series went against Zero Logic. That I mean, one game alone was north of, I believe, 40 minutes, but it was a 2-0. So it's like the game felt like a 3-game series, but only went 2. So from a stats perspective, seems like it would be one-sided. But I mean, you had Scullin, I believe, in that game. I think that was where he got his plus 80, plus 90, and they still lost. And that's something that a player like Scullin, he's got a mental edge. He knows how to keep it level, knows how to keep it going. But those are still going to be a sore spot for the team that they're hoping to revenge here. Now, diving into some stats here on specific players, we're going to dive into Scullin here. Now, Scullin ranked 5th overall in the entire league this season. That's for all kills stats, ball carrying stats, anything along those lines. He is overall an A rating, 5th overall. He's 3rd in KD spread, 4th in total kills, 3rd in kills per minute, 3rd in kills per life, and 3rd in KD at a 1.27 KD ratio. Man is a slayer. All I can say about this player is kills are guaranteed. The question is, will he die? And whether or not he dies, will his team be able to capitalize on this? The only glaring negative for him is his betrayals. He is 2nd in the league in betrayals. I don't believe they're in this game, but there's only one person who has more betrayals than this guy does, and that is a testament to his slaying style. And as long as those betrayals are only coming to, secure a kill and you're not costing your team too many deaths, hopefully that won't cost them the series. But definitely a sore spot here where Zero Logic could take advantage of the fact that Scullin is very willing to betray his team to get the kills necessary. And
Absolutely.
if he teammates, it will cost them that. But what do you see from Scullin here?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the biggest X factor on this team, and a lot of people have kind of called it out in chat. A lot of people who have played this team know this very well, and if you look at their match history, especially when it comes to their wins, every time this team has won, it's because Scullin is doing his best to go positive, to be that go-to person. And I mean, you look at this lineup and you see a lot of tank heavy, hitter heavy roster. It's a very hammer heavy team. So to even be on top of that team, it says something in itself. But I think the real question is he going to show up? Because we've also seen Scullin go negative plenty of times this season. We've seen him get frazzled. We've seen the pressure kind of get to him per se, and he stops playing like himself and starts playing a more passive game, which is usually the games that they start to get rolled over and lose. So if Scullin can keep that edge on him, if he can stay active and be the dominant force in the court that we all know and love, and that obviously the stats reflect, I think that is going to be a key component for this team tonight.
Absolutely, and that's one testament, like you're saying, of the hammer heavy style of this team of Spank, Silent Viper, and Scullin. All 3 of them are in the top 10 for KD spread and total kills. So they are slaying the hell out, and on average not dying very often. I mean, they all have over a 1 KD. They're getting the same number of kills as deaths, or they're getting more. But spinning it over to Griffbeast here on this roster, the odd man out of that heavy hammer tanking line is Griffbeast here, where he doesn't have the kill stats, he doesn't have all the KD spread, he doesn't have but he doesn't have a ton of betrayals or anything along those lines, as he is the designated ball carrier, and he has shown, even with his short stint here in the league. I mean, he showed up only a handful of months ago, and man showed up with a dripped out in golden armor. Man's the golden boy with the ball here, as his average lifetime is 2+ seconds longer than everyone in the league. And funny enough, 2nd place for that is the direct opponent, Captain Sev, the ball carrier for Zero Logic. So we're going to want to see a fantastic play out of Griffbeast tonight. Keep that aggression, keep that pressure, and being able to take advantage of the fact that they've got one of the best ball carriers in the league.
Sure. And I mean, I cannot give this guy enough credit. I talk about him every stream. I feel like whenever we cover the game plan of Spank's Life coaches, this is, in my opinion, it has to be rookie of the season for sure. I mean, to come in and absolutely like step your game up. He didn't even want to be a runner first and foremost to begin this season. So let's get that out of the way. Up front, is that this is not a role chosen, this is a role forced, and to be able to step up in not only a league but this league specifically, and put out those kind of stats, that's impressive. But I think one thing that doesn't get highlighted enough and has shown recently, especially in in his scrims and the way this team has been getting active, kind of off the main court of the season, is his hammer kills have gone up. And I think that was a big sore spot for this team. That was a big spot of contention, as he was a very dominant sword player, or sword twink, as the myth Shrek would like to call him. That was his entire playstyle. He didn't have a hammer; it was basically non-existent. And now, not only does he have a hammer, we've seen him get overkills, we've seen him get exterms, we've seen him get all of the things that this team already does by itself. But then your fourth is doing it. Like, that's incredible. So again, another big kudos to him. Excited to see what he does tonight. Especially facing his fatal opposition on the other side of the ball.
Absolutely. And while we've now got pulled them up here, we can dive in a little bit into the generic stats here for Zero Logic. This team, the 3rd seed. This team exploded into the regular season with multiple double and triple header game days. This team is no stranger to a long game night. They've been grinding any and all teams into that meat grinder of long days and long series, and the only teams that have ever put them down are the 2 teams ahead of them in the standings at My Chemical Spence and Like Clockwork. Now, Zero Logic would love to come right back roaring into Like Clockwork and put them into the dirt in round 2, but they're going to have to get through the Spanx Live coaches lineup first. And they've already done it, like we mentioned, the massively, massively long 2-0, a 54-minute 2-0. That first game was a barn burner with a 20-minute round, let alone a 40-minute game. And it's going to be interesting to see if this lineup can grind out another one of those 2-0s, or if Spanx Live coaches are going to be bouncing back.
So, I mean, earlier in the night, we also did a poll, and it looks like it actually is majority went on the side of Zero Logic, which makes sense, figuring that they've had the one up on this team so far with that 2-0 win. But I mean, we start to look at the side of Zero Logic, and they got some issues too. Obviously their last 2 matches have gone out on a win. Besides, their playoff. The last game they had before playoffs, I believe, whatever game they played after Like Clockwork. But this is not a team to be slept on, but they got some issues to work out on their own. I mean, we haven't seen Mav on the court since, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, so that's going to be one of the things they're battling tonight. Rebs is in the constant dilemma of whether he's going to be a sword player, if he's going to keep his hammer out, what his team needs. Priest is the overall comms person for this team, and then you got Sev playing at what is, I believe, like 4 a.m. for him right now. So altogether, this could either be, a magic moment where they just lock in and come together and, can show up off the court. But, they definitely got some problems of their own on this side. So I can't wait to deep dive that a little bit. But again, also very big pluses. You got Mav, one of the top players in the entire league. He constantly brings in close to, if not an S ranking, in most of his stats. You got Priest, who's no shy, no foreign to the league, and this team. Again, we see this highlight over and over again, and it really does make a difference, especially in playoffs. It's a team of all veterans. There's no new players on this team, whereas Spank's life coaches, or SLC, because I'm gonna get tired of saying that tonight already. Is working with Griff Beast, they're working with you. They have some newer players on the scene. But against an all veteran lineup, that tends to help fill in for those flaws, otherwise that would show against most teams.
Absolutely. And let's dive in a little bit with Mav here. Like you said, this is the engine. This is, as I've nicknamed him for this series, the inhuman hybrid. This man does not, basically, it's a question of whether or not, it's similar to Skullen, whether or not he will die. You will die. It's just, will he die? Will you get the trade? Will you take care of him? You will die. If you start there, at least you won't be disappointed when you get rolled over by Mavbrid. Like you said, he's got S's across the board except for a handful of player grades. The league grades on 15 different stat metrics, and only 4 of them are below a B for this player. 5 of them are S ratings. This man is unparalleled in just how good he is across the board as a slayer, as a tank, as a difference maker. He's top 10 in every single kill stat. KD spread, total kills, kills per minute, doubles per minute, triples per minute, total sprees, triples. I mean, it's just insane stats here. And on top of that, his ratio, he is top 5 in all multi-kill to total kill ratio, meaning he is getting in the top 5. When he gets kills, he's streaking. He's getting 3 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills at once, and he is just keeping you 2 men down, 3 men down, and making it impossible to actually stop a push, and impossible to develop a push if you're the one with the ball. Another thing that's very interesting here, though, is he is 6th in total betrayals, and that is 1 betrayal behind Spank. So both teams here having their fair share of betrayals, and obviously it comes with the territory. If you're going to be a big slayer, you're going to go big or go home, and sometimes that's going to bear out in some betrayals.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this time and time again. When you're swinging, when you're in the red, when you're in that hot seat and the lock-in player for your team, and your job is to absolutely dominate. Sometimes you see that red too much, and you don't see the color of the enemies or your team on the court. You're just swinging regardless, and sometimes it's necessary to get that swing through, to get that plate stop, and we've seen that happen, especially on the side of Mav and Zero Logic a ton. We saw it in their last series. I think Mav had 4 different solo defenses plate stops by swinging through the responding teammate, killing the carrier, being able to pick up that ball, and eventually run it to the other side of the court, because this team is very good when they get the ball, but the question is, do they get the ball? I feel like this team is constantly on the back foot. They're constantly looking for opportunities and sometimes waiting way too long for that team to develop in order to get that push off. So I think it really is another thing that's going to come down to is, are we going to see the Mav that's aggressive, or are we going to see the Mav that's passive? And I think that's going to help dictate the flow of the game tonight for sure.
Absolutely. And on the flip side, to highlight here is Priest. Like you were saying, Priest, a fantastic player in comms and in team dynamic. Now, his stats aren't going to prove it out. His overall rating is a C, 19th overall in the league. That is dead center of the entire league of about 35, 36 players that are playing in the AGLA season right now. His KD, nothing to write home about too crazy, 0.892, so slightly negative. 6th in kills plus deaths plus assists per minute, and he has a 5th lowest betrayals per kill, but the 5th highest deaths per minute. So his stats don't really back up what everyone knows Priest is, because Priest isn't a stat climber. He isn't the big slayer. He isn't the big ball carrier. He's the guy that's going to keep the team on the same page. He's going to keep them in the correct lanes, develop the push on one side, get the flanker out if you want, or overload a push through one side of the field. And you see it from this man channeling the inner Holy Spirit of Priest, being able to push Zero Logic. When they develop a push, you'll see, if we're doing listen-ins on this team, when they develop a push, you'll be hearing Priest talking. That's for sure.
For sure. And I mean, this isn't like you said, we're not here to check Priest's stats because we know what he does. Priest is the guy on the team that's going to be last alive almost every time. He's going to be constantly communicating where the flank is coming from, where that pressure is, the weak spots in the defense on the pushes. And like you've said, every listen that we've had so far, 90% of the comms are coming from Priest. 90% of the comms are coming from what he sees on the court and his dynamicism. And I would say that there's a very small amount of players right now in our current base that have that dynamicism, especially to be so aerial, especially when it comes to the push. And he's one of them. He's one of the ones that you're going to have to watch for him. You're going to have to work your play style around him. And unfortunately, the last couple of games, I don't think we've seen Priest at his full, just because he has gone massively negative, and he's definitely struggled a bit on the killing end. But again, his main value comes from being the main line of communication on your team and making sure that stays open. If it's silent, he has a problem with it, and he's going to let you know.
Absolutely. So it's what are you expecting in terms of, based on player trajectories from the previous games that these two teams have played? Are you expecting Spank's Life coaches to continue an upward trend and actually find that consistency that they were struggling with for most of the season? Like we've seen with their stats, they are pretty much just negative on round score, game score, and series score. Whereas Rebs' stats, their round score is 50-50, but their game score and series score is completely one-sided. Do you expect to see Spank's Life coaches actually develop that consistency and find that consistency against this team? Or are we going to see Zero Logic continue to just be the veteran selves that we expect out of all 4 players?
Oh, I think this game is going to go par for the course, right? I think that it's going to come and this is a hot take because I've talked to a lot of people today. I wanted to see kind of where that time flow was going, and where the opinions were going. But I think that we're going to see a 2-1 today. I think that Spank's Life coaches are going to come out hot like they normally do. I think it's going to be an overwhelming kind of tanking prowess for them to be able to kind of walk down this lineup of this other team, especially as they get adjusted for a lot of these players not being on the court. And I think it's going to be a dominant performance game one from them. But I think game two is where we start to see the zero logic that we all know, which is, again, their bread and butter is game two. They take that L the first time, they shake it off, they wake up a little bit, and then by the time we're looking at it, it's a 5-1 score and they're in game three. So it's a very quick rotation that happens. I think that if SLC wants to pull this one out, they're going to have to play aware, they're going to have to play together, and they're going to really have to, dominate that pressure and not let Mav on the flank. So often against this team, those two OSN and just a long score run where it's just a long pass up court, nobody's aware because they're so focused on the tanking power that they lose the IQ behind it, and they put all of that into the hammer emphasis. So, and against a team like Zero Logic, that's devastating because this team is all IQ. This is not the super hammer heavy team. This is not the super let's go get a bunch of kills. This is the hey, we're gonna outplay you, we're gonna outsmart you, we're gonna sneak the swords through, we're gonna get the quick kills, and we're gonna get quick scores, which ends up being basically the bane of existence for SLC.
Absolutely. Now, I will say though, I kind of find I agree with you that Zero Logic is kind of the IQ team funny with their team name, but I do think that the fast play is not their bread and butter. The play from Zero Logic is like a war of attrition that essentially they and not that they wait for you to make a mistake, but they keep you on your toes for so long that eventually you're bound to make a mistake because they're banking on you making a mistake before they do. And so you end up with these. That's what we saw with SLC versus Zero Logic last time these two teams matched up, where you just kind of got stuck in a holding pattern here where teams weren't making mistakes for so long, or both teams were trading mistakes that nothing was happening for that 20-minute long round. So I actually kind of expect to see if these two teams are playing at their best, I kind of expect these teams to kind of I'm not going to say stall in the middle of the court, but basically be jockeying back and forth for position. And I don't know if I expect to see any trick plays, except unless Spank's Live coaches have been cooking something up in scrims that I haven't seen.
I think one of the things that SLC has really gained, especially in this long break that we've had. Obviously, there were some vacations that happened. There's some players that aren't around, which has caused us to kind of delay the side of the bracket. But I think that one thing that they've boosted up in that time frame is just their stamina. They're wearing teams down, like just straight up. It's hard to stay in a game when you're absolutely getting slammed, when you're getting farmed, when you are watching the scoreboards on your team go -10, -20, -30, and that's what this team does so well to get into that mental check of just absolute absurd hammer dominance when you have 3 top killers on this team, when all 3 of them rank in the top half of kills, all 3 of them rank in the top half of sprees, all 3 of them rank in the top half of medals earned and overkills and all of that good stuff. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So I think that if they keep that gas on and if they can keep that sort of pressure on, I think that they will most definitely be making Zero Logic create more of those mistakes that we were just talking about.
Absolutely. Now we've got extra time here that I honestly wasn't expecting us to get through as much as we have so far. So actually, I'm gonna dive us into a little bit more stats here from the Zero Logic lineup. I talked about Griff Beast. I didn't talk about Sev though. So let's go into a little bit of specifics here for Captain Sev, the as some will call him the interception master. Heard that line the entirety of last year, where this man just has been one of the best ball carriers this league has seen for a long time. He is consistent with the ball carrier. He is not going to turn over the ball. He's not going to throw it into someone's waiting hands. He knows what enemy teams want to do, and he knows how to keep that ball in his hands. Interestingly enough, though, he's kind of ceded that top spot to Griff Beast here in a number of places. Obviously, both of them going to have low overall ratings because if you are just ball carrying, a lot of your stats are going to be depressed down, but he is the second longest average lifetime. He is the second lowest in deaths per minute. He has an S rating in goals, so he is getting so many goals, third most in the entire league here, where Griff Beast is fourth. So you're seeing kind of this jockeying for the top of the league here. And do you expect kind of more of an aggressive play style here out of Sev, or do you think he's going to kind of stand behind his tanks, let his tanks do a lot of the work, and just hope that by wearing down the enemy team, they will just kind of walk it in?
I think that, especially over the past course, if we look at the games that we've played or seen them play, especially the ones that we've, commentated for, we have started to see a more aggressive Sev. I mean, Sev recently scored a goal on like clockwork, like my own team, literally just by playing aggressive and hiding on our side of the court. Had no idea he was down there. We thought he was dead. He was most definitely not dead. And it was an absolute mollywop of a score. And that's kind of what he's known for. He's going to stay alive, especially with playing at such a high ping capacity that he's doing. It's going to be kind of tough for him to play like super aggressive. But you listen to the comms, we listen to the listen-ins, which we'll get a good bit of tonight, I'm sure. And he's always super vocal. He's always playing aggressive. He's always calling the shots for where his team should move. So team play more aggressive and play more of a tank in style and not rely so much on the gimmicks, because they know very well that with this team they have to play with a level of aggression, because if they play super passive the whole time, they'll be on their own plate in a matter of seconds. That's just how good SLC's team tanking is. So yeah, I would 100% say that we're going to see an aggression level tonight.
Well, yeah, I hope so. So we at least see a good game. I would like, sure, it'd be really heavy statement here for SLC to just come firing on all cylinders and catch zero logic lacking. But uh, we definitely want to see a little bit more fighting from these two teams and a little bit more aggression, so that we get to see the kind of griffball that harkens back to like real griffball here, where the teams are just punching each other in the face over and over and finding space in front of them. Now, an example of someone punching someone in the face over and over and over has to be Spanktron. We have to talk about this guy if we're going to talk about players who love to just snub nose run into your team and bull them over. He may be ranked 8th overall with a B+ rating, but I can tell you with utmost certainty that this player does not give a crap. He is ready to bowl over teams. He's top 10 in a number of kill stats. He's got a kill death ratio of 1.04, and he is one of only 3 players to have an S rating in his kills per minute. So he's in that top 3 of kills per minute. This is something that I always want to warn teams facing SLC, when Spank is sober, you're going to get spanked. You just got to be ready for it, because otherwise he's going to bowl you over. What do you expect to see out of this player?
Honestly, Spank is by far my favorite player on this team, just because of where, Spank had a really solid run for a long time, and then he took a break, dealt with some life stuff, was kind of off balance, definitely played on controller, had kind of a fall off moment. But this season, we've seen Spank get closer and closer and closer, and then even start to surpass the peak of old, which is he's anchoring for this team. There's been plenty of games that we've seen for SLC so far where Scullin falls off, Viper's nowhere to be found, but Spank is the one being consistent. Spank's the one dropping plus 40, plus 50. Spank's the one anchoring the line and holding runner. Like, Spank is playing out of his wheelhouse right now, and becoming whatever this team needs him to be in order to get that win. And I think that is going to play a massive part in tonight. And I think that Spank honestly is one of my favorite players to watch, and is going to be one of my favorite players to watch on this court tonight, just because of the cadence that he plays with, his ability to stay alive. He's changed up kind of the predictable, I'm going to go in the air and thrust forward. He still does that from time to time, but for the most part, he is most definitely going to cause chaos on this team. I think he's going to be the last alive multiple times. I think he's going to be the anchor, and I think that if he shows up tonight again, and all of this line that they've been working so hard to control comes to life tonight, I think that they're going to have a really fun time, and we're going to start to see a really good game. But to your point earlier too, I think that this is most definitely going to be a back and forth. I don't think it's going to be one-sided at all. I think we'll see plenty of 5-4s. I think we're going to see a lot of long rounds. So I think we have plenty of griffball in store for tonight. But for Spank specifically, I think these stats do not do him justice. I think for sure I would have him at least at an A for this season.
Absolutely, yeah. His overall rating. This is one of those things where when you have a designated ball carrier on one side, and you're just a solid snub-nosed tank like Spank, you end up having the overall rating a little bit depressed by some of those stats that you're not prioritizing. Like, he's staying alive, he's getting the kills per minute, he's doing a lot of work, but what ends up happening is he doesn't peak in too many places, and so it ends up depressing that stat line. But I totally agree with you that he's definitely just a little bit, I'd say just a little underrated in terms of our overall stats breakdown. But you hit the nail on the head on the type of player that he is. And if we don't see that kind of play out of him, one thing I am concerned about for Spank is this is where the team's mental edge could fall apart, because this is a player that is very good, very confident in his capabilities. But at the same time, when you have this kind of loose cannon type player who's just ready to bowl someone over, you got like a rabid dog that you're trying to keep on the chain, but sometimes you can't control him. This man's gonna go off, and sometimes that will burn them where he'll get too far ahead of the ball, or he won't be ready to be the last man up and won't play his life properly, where he ends up playing super aggro trades, and then you end up with this heavy pressure from the opposing side. And we have seen that a handful of times over the course of this season, especially against teams like Zero Logic, when it was 50-50, when it's real tight, when the going gets tough. Those little mistakes are going to be the reason that a series goes in 2-0, 5-4, 5-4 round score. And that's exactly what happened in the first time these two teams matched up. It was extremely close, a hair away from it being an SLC victory, but those little mistakes are what can come to bite them in the back.
For sure. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And to everybody in the chat, yes, I think that these teams, we have reached out. I know the pregame interview was definitely something that everybody wanted to do and everybody wanted to see, but I think that these teams are locked and loaded. They definitely want to stay with their teams. We're seeing a lot of teams huddle up at servers and getting outright no's for the interviews, because this team just wants to be with the boys. They want to lock in before this. So unfortunately, with only 10 minutes to spare, we are not going to have any interviews, it looks like, unless somebody from SLC wants to jump in here, but I don't believe that is the case. I think they're going through their pregame ritual and their pregame warm-up. But
I've got a message here from Viper. So let's see.
Hello?
Oh, wait a minute. We got a Rebs here. Hey, Rebs.
Yeah,
Oh, never
hi.
mind.
Yeah, I told Dev I can do a quickie real quick because we're
We love
warming
to
up.
hear that. So
Mav cussed me out.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mav gave us a bold-faced no, so we were like, all right,
mean,
we get it.
It's Mav. You should expect that by now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Rebs, give us a little breakdown here. How's the team feeling warming up right now?
Right now, I mean, I'm just happy to swing a hammer. I didn't think we were going to get this, to be honest.
Amen. I was gonna say your team was definitely. It was more from your lineup here where we were having some scheduling issues. I'm happy that we were able to figure that out and get the team all on at the same time. But from my understanding, that's been the difficulty here, is the schedules.
Yeah, it's Mav has literally lived in his office. I think he said he got to come home yesterday for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's been working his ass off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. But what do you expect out of, are you guys feeling like you're gonna bowl through SLC here, or do you think these guys are gonna put up a fight against you like he?
Oh, I expect personally to go at least -30.
Oh wow.
I know for a fact that Scullin and Spank are just going to absolutely just walk through me. I expect to go meet them in middle and die. Meet them in middle and die. But I know Rain saw what I'm about to bring up, of how apparently Spank knew that I was going to tilt him and hired a bodyguard in Viper.
Yeah, so I can't actually confirm on stream that the awareness of who all is in these chats, especially when we get late season and everybody's in every server, and there's plenty of things to be talked about, that there were some stats revealed, and the double team and the bodyguard strat were definitely revealed to Revs, to which he said, thank you for the information, I will take that into consideration. So it is confirmed that it's locked and loaded and ready to go. But Revs, as you guys kind of load up into this match, and you realize that the last time you faced this team, obviously it was a long match, but it did result in a 2-0 in your favor. Do you guys foresee you guys changing anything? Do you think you're going to see a different look at SLC? Like, what have you guys kind of talked about? And obviously, don't give us much of the secret sauce, but
I think the biggest change that we're going to see from when we played them the first time to the second time is how much better Griff Beast got in that little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because the man has improved in hammer, he's improved in running. It's gonna be tough.
I completely agree. The one weakness for him as the season was going on was that tanking from him, because he very rarely needed to tank as long as they kept possession of the ball. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he'll end up being that difference maker for the team. I definitely, if Griff shows up with the tanking improvements that he's had, I really think it's going to be tough for your roster to be able to hold out.
Oh, I fully agree, but I may or may not pull out of my bag of tricks. We'll see.
Oh well, I mean, what is a captain if they don't have?
Oh no, don't
you know.
this guy. I thought he was about to ask what was in the bag of tricks, and I was like,
Oh,
this guy's
no.
pulling for the other team. Don't tell him on stream. What is happening right now?
No, I'm saying
we'll
that
just say that
you can't be a coach if you don't have a bag of tricks. So
I expect sometimes the way I play is not necessarily like the way you see is not necessarily the way I can play. We'll say that.
Okay, let's go.
Got a little bit of
playoffs. I play a little bit different.
Absolutely.
Typically.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see. SLC is going to have to take that into consideration, as I believe that they are listening in on us on stream. So it'll be interesting to see if they can suss out what your strategy differences might be and be able to take advantage. Otherwise, maybe we're going to see a Zero Logic 2-0 here. Who knows? Who knows?
I also may or may not have in the sweat league gotten to Spank's head a little bit the other night.
I can confirm, as someone who has scrimmed with the team, that there were some moments that Spank needed a moment. I can confirm. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's got the head on straight, if he's got the team locked and loaded. You know, there's a reason they're called Spank's life coaches. He needs 3 coaches. That's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what this roster does. But I believe that we've got Scullin on deck here, so we can hear from SLC. Rebs, I appreciate your time. You can get back to your team and get ready for this series.
Sounds good. Have a fun stream, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
I believe we're starting about 10 minutes late, as one of the players is going to be a little late to the game. So we're going to be vamping here a little bit longer than 10:30, but just going to pull him up here. Got Scullin here from Spank's Life Coaches. Scullin, how you doing tonight?
Good.
How are you feeling coming into this series?
Pretty good so far. Hopefully it stays that way.
No, don't do the hopefullys tonight. We need you locked in. We need the boys. We need the boys to click in on all cylinders. But in terms of that, obviously, we just kind of talked to Rebs about the same thing. But the last time you guys went up against this team, it was a 2-0. It was a dragged out 2-0. Definitely really good games, really close. But what have you done to shift your own personal mindset before going into this game? Obviously, I know you guys had the pregame speech scheduled from Viper, but he's feeling kind of sickly. But what have you done to kind of shift your team's mindset before the game in order to get into that positive scope of things?
I think it's more just really realizing what we did wrong last time. I think watching the playoff series, Death versus NCOT kind of showed what we did, where we get a lot of kills, but we don't play our lives correctly when we're pushing up. So we just kept dying mid-court over and over again, and then we didn't play the best protection on Griffby. So I think we really understand that we need to do that this time, and hopefully we will do that, and that should make it better for us. Because we can get the kills, we just have to position right and make those kills mean something.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Griff Beast, as the captain of this team, we can only really imagine how you felt about his development so far. Like, what do you think are the biggest highlights and the biggest takeaways and the biggest shift in him that you've been able to see this season?
I think his consistency with punching, and then he's learned to position pretty damn well around the court. He understands how to hold space, not just run straight back as soon as the tanks die. And then he's starting to get better at throwing the ball away and not having to, have to save the world with himself running. And then he's been getting a bit sneaky as the season's gone on with his routes and trying to score in tight situations. I know sometimes he jumps the gun a bit, but he's improved a lot on that, which has been awesome to see. So we don't always have to kill every single person. He'll just thrust it in and score for us.
Can we take a quick segue to talk about what you did to Shrek's stomach? No pause there. Apparently you sent him a chili recipe, and it put him in the bathroom for an indescribable amount of time. Do you have any comments on that or anything to say to Shrek, who's still probably currently dying?
So I heard he made it wrong and didn't put seasoning in it. I don't know if he made it again. I'm guessing he's
Typical.
just too white and can't have spicy food.
So you heard it here first. You heard it here first, everyone. SLC's opinion on this is it is a skill issue. So it's going to be interesting to see what Shrek thinks of that going forward. We'll have to see if he weighs in on any of this. But Scullin, how's Spank feeling going up against Rebs here? What's kind of the inside scoop if you can give us one?
I think he's feeling really good. He got his ultras in today, so he's got more substances that are not a bad addictive thing to help him lock
He's still
in more.
sober. We're good.
Good. I was gonna
And
say,
then-
if man's not sober, that's gonna spell doom. That's for sure.
The interesting news today from him is he got new internet, apparently. So I'm curious to see if they'll actually help him out or not. I think it's a different provider straight up, so might be better ping, maybe not. We'll see. So, but he's feeling good. He's locked in. He's been waiting for this. So.
Absolutely. I mean, we hear it. We hear it from some players that a couple players in the league are, ping Andes or kind of taking advantage of ping differences. So it'll be interesting to see if Spank becomes one of those players.
Hopefully.
And then I guess the last question I got for you is like the common talk among the entire community is that there's a current debate on how free Viper is. Would you say he's more or less free than Pac-Man?
I'd say more.
Okay. Yep, that was actually a 99% common consensus. The only person who disagreed was him, believe it or not. But he is most definitely free, and I hope that you guys do a good job dealing with that tonight.
Oh my god.
I got the backpack ready for him.
My god. Now, I guess Rain, as my co-caster here, who, consider you are a player for Like Clockwork, who are you pulling for in this? We're supposed to be a little unbiased here, but
I'm
obviously
supposed to be unbiased here. Don't put me on the spot. I mean,
who do you? I should say,
okay.
Who do you think's gonna win? Let's put it that way. Who do you think's gonna win?
So who do I think is gonna win? This is the playoff jitters, right? So, and unfortunately I've seen SLC kind of unravel to this before, and I hope that this is not true. I really, really do. But I think that this is gonna go 2-1 in the way of Zero Logic. I think that they're gonna lose game 1. I think they're gonna wake up game 2, and I think they're gonna it's going to be a bloodbath, but I think they're going to get some cheeky stuff off on game 3, go up 3-1, and then I think we're going to start to see the unravel that we're used to seeing. However, I could be totally wrong. When it comes to my personal opinion, and I'll say this on stream, and I wanna make this very, very clear, I would love personally, and I don't care if it's biased, to see SLC win. Because for me personally, playing them was the worst game of my entire career in my entire season. I got bullied by not only this team, I got bullied by Shrek, I got bullied by the entire community. So I would love to get my lick back against this team because we've scrimmed them multiple times and they're free. So I would love to see them go off and win this game and come see us probably as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you heard. So Viper, I'm talking to you, baby girl. You better lock in for this game because I want to see you on the court.
Well, Scullin, we thank you for joining us here for a quick interview. If you want to get back to your team to strategize and be prepared for the series, we appreciate your time and wish you guys the best of luck in this series.
Thank you. Good luck casting.
Thank you. Now, a big question here, Rain. How positive does Scullin go? Does he go positive? And 2, if he does, how positive do you project he goes in this game? Because he has a tendency to go off in some of these games.
Oh, for sure. I think that the biggest thing that we're gonna see for this is if Mav shows up. So Mav is kind of the counterbalance to Scullin here, because if Mav is going off, Scullin has to focus other places. He can't just solely tank the line, especially when he's sharing it with Viper, with Spank, and if they start to get crossed over, we'll start to see more betrayals. But I think that if Mav is as off and as a little bit fresh as he is, which I've never even seen him that bad, even with taking all this time off, he still goes consistently very, very positive. I think that Scullin will be around the plus. If I had to guess, he'll probably be around like the plus 20 range tonight. I think Mav equally will be as such. I think that he's definitely the bane of this team because he's so free floating and he runs the flank. He basically does everything that Viper does, but he's able to flow in and out of the tanking line just a little bit better. So I think that Scullin will probably have some good games where he goes plus 20, plus 30. But I think it's going to be kind of met with Mav on the other side. So I think the biggest thing is who else on this team is going to show up, not just Scullin.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, we've seen that. That's what happened in some of these crazy games where Scullin goes positive 50, 60, 70 in his KD spread. Is he's the only one there? Everyone else kind of is having a rough time of it. Turnovers could be the bane of their existence, or flip side of it, just the tanking line or the flanking isn't working out. We've seen this before, where when Viper gets pulled off the flank and is kind of forced to tank in with Scullin or with Spank, you kind of have this neutered push where there's no real pressure to keep the main tanks of the opposing line from just playing you head to head. And I do think that if Spank's Life Coaches plays this 1-to-1, like head to head, put the best tanks, the best tank versus the best tank, and you're not trying to kind of get that uneven head to head at the front line, I think it'll go Zero Logic's way. I mean, we've seen it before when Mav and Scullin are going off and the other players on SLC are kind of being managed by Zero Logic. It gets very complicated for SLC to find much footing. And if Zero Logic, like you said, in the game 2 scenario where they've warmed up and they're just humming, it's going to be really hard for Spank's Life Coaches to actually find any purchase when you've got a team that's that even keel, has that much veterancy and that much capability to just take advantage of any little mistake. You're kind of seeing Zero Logic looking like it's weird to say that they're third seed when I say this, but kind of a second team, a second My Chemical Aspens, where it's really hard to find those faults in the team.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with you. And again, I'm just excited. I know regardless of which way this falls, that we're going to see a great series. Do you agree that this is going to go 3 games though? That's kind of the biggest point of contention. A lot of people are saying this is either going to be a 2-0 on this side, a 2-0 on that side. I think that this is almost guaranteed to be a 3-game series.
I think that this series takes no less than 50 minutes. I don't know if that means it's a 2-0 or a 2-1, but I think this takes no less than 50 minutes because these teams are ready to bear it out very long term, very long rounds, and play war of attrition. That being said, I got faith in my guys. I'm the 5th on this team. I was kind of the coach for them for a while, and I've heard tell that Scullin is still willing to play me tonight if the team needs it. So it'll be interesting to see if they end up doing that. But I got to pull for SLC to have learned from their mistakes, learned from for the bad ways that they were playing against Zero Logic last time, and they don't let themselves just get bowled over in a 2-0, even if it's a 50-minute slogfest. I just can't imagine that they let it go 2-0.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it'll be interesting to see how this streak plays out though. If you disappear, I guess we're gonna watch your comms, and I'll just sit silently in the background and we'll watch from your perspective. But
well, so here's the thing: stream's being run by our lovely stream team. So if I end up having to dip out, stream's still going to be up from this perspective in the streamer box here. I'll be interested to see if if they do a sub, whoever gets subbed out, if they want to cast, because then you could have a guest caster from SLC coming in for game 2 or game 3. It'd be interesting to see what we do from there. We like to keep it fun here.
I mean, when you eventually get subbed in for Viper, we can pull him on stream. That'll be cool.
There you go. That I am concerned for our streams maturity rating if we got Viper in here with you, but you know what? That's out of my hands at that point. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So what I have a note here from one of the teams is that actually it looked like that there was a delay on Rebs' team, that one of the members of their team would be joining about 10 minutes past game time. They ran that by us. I'm assuming they ran that by Scullin's team, because otherwise Scullin's lineup could have started taking goals. But I assume both teams kind of came to an agreement on that to start the series just a little bit late. So that is why there is a bit of a delay here, just so people know. Is a known delay, and we'll see where we go from there. But
imagine taking goals in playoffs. Could not possibly be me.
I know, right? That'd be insane. That would be insane in the membrane. Just getting things set up here, but yeah. So, we've kind of talked about everyone on these lineups. It's. What do you think is going to be? So Priest is, Mav is the big tank. Priest is the mental engine. But who do you think Zero Logic runs through? Like, what is like if this player plays bad, the team plays bad? Who is that player on Zero Logic?
I think that's going to come down to Rebs. I think when Rebs is on, this team wins. I think when he's off, this team loses. So like it really depends. Like I know for a fact, like especially when we played them during our series, Rebs went like -60. Priest went -40. So like it's pretty consistent that if those two kind of fall by the wayside and they get in their heads and those comms stop, that's when this team starts to shut off. Because Sev and Mav is going to be silent regardless. Sev is always communicating. Mav's kind of doing his thing. I've never seen Mav go any more than like -5. I think he went like -7 in our series, maybe. But even so, he still dropped +30 on us even when we won. But I really think that the flow point is going to be Rebs. So we'll see if he does truly have something for that bag of tricks like he was talking about. And if he can pull out not only the sword, but the hammer, kind of switch it up on him, keep it free flowing. I think if he can do that, I think that this team plays a lot different and they start to shift gears a little bit back and forth and kind of keep this team on their toes. So if they can keep rocking it like that, I think that they're going to be pretty solid. So, so to answer your question, yes, I think it's Rebs. I think he has to lock in. I think it's funny that this says he's first in total kills, which I would sure hope so when you own two different teams. But hey,
That is,
we're not here to judge.
I did not think about that. But to be fair, did anyone how do all of us remember those games? The Rebs Devio squad, the Rebs, Rebs 2.0, or in some cases the Rebs 0.5 squad. I wouldn't say that the stats are too inflated from that roster because, from my understanding, that lineup was having nothing but trouble the entire season.
I mean, yeah, that would be an accurate statement, I would say.
Yeah. So it obviously that does impact the stats. That you are correct that likely is the reason why Rebs has over 140 more than anyone else. That would account for that, as well as carrier kills. But yeah, so I do agree with you that Rebs, I mean, they're the captain. The captain is where people look to for the the words of inspiration, or for the organization and making sure that things are running smoothly. So it'll be interesting to see if Rebs shows up the way that they need them to show up, or if SLC is going to come back the other way. In my opinion, for SLC, the same thing. I'll answer my own question, but on SLC, I do think that even though Scullin is a fantastic tank, even though Spank is a rabid player, and even though Viper is a fantastic flanker, I think that this series lives and dies by the ball carrier Griff Beast for SLC.
Oh, for sure. I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah, if he plays at his peak, or if he declares a new peak, if he creates a new peak in this game as like this is what we expect from playoff Griff Beast, this team is nigh on unstoppable against a team like Zero Logic. The questions can be had about other teams later into the playoffs if they make it that far, but for right now, it definitely is. If Griff Beast isn't turning over the ball, if Griff Beast is able to manage Rebs' sword, if Griff Beast is able to play on that edge, right at the precipice of being too far forward, but still aggro enough that he is, he's not giving up space, that they're not playing, slow into the plate. If we see that kind of Griff Beast, it is going to be a bowl over for SLC here, where they will just run roughshod over on the Zero Logic lineup. Now, I do hear from Rebs that we're getting all the members in here into the lobby. We are about to be loading up for game 1 here, as I am seeing the lobbies, the ready checks coming in. We should be getting started here soon, just so everyone knows and keeps you updated. We should be starting here soon for a good about 10:42 start. Just going to wait here for the two captains to okay the start of the game. Let's take last minute. Your prediction was a Zero Logic 2-1. Is that correct?
Stick by that one.
You're gonna stick by that one, and I'm gonna stick by a 2-1 here on on SLC. I don't think they're going to 2-0 them unless, game 1, Zero Logic doesn't end up actually bouncing back in game 2. I do expect it a 2-1, but across the board, I will say the Discord vote actually was split 50-50. So everyone in the league that's at least responding to this does believe this is going to be a close one. This is going to be a fun one, and it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, I am super excited for this game. I know the anticipation's been building. We've seen our viewers go up, down, up, down, up, down, and finally, I know it's a couple minutes late. We're about 12 minutes after the guaranteed start time, and it was already a late game, but here we are, and super appreciate everybody who showed up to watch with us tonight. Again, remember, if we could get up to 30 viewers in the stream tonight, we will be raffling away some of my hard-earned money so that way my kids do not eat for another week as I give away some more of it to you guys. So, if you are interested in being in the raffle, whoever is in this raffle currently at the time, when we hit 30 viewers, will be automatically logged into the roulette wheel, and somebody will be winning some free cash tonight. So, boost those 30 up. If you guys are with anybody or having watch parties in the Discord, make sure to ping people, bring them in, and let's get these viewer counts up for a hype game as we look at Zero Logic versus Spank's Life Coaches.
Absolutely. I'm totally excited for this league to take your money that you are very willingly donating over. Appreciate it. Best of luck to your kids, I guess, considering. But all in all, it's going to be a fun one. I think we're going to get started here. I see ready checks. We are loading in for game 1 of a best of 3. This is do or die. Both lineups here rearing to go. Spank's Life Coaches wanting to get revenge on Zero Logic. Zero Logic wanting to bring themselves back against like clockwork to get revenge for that last series that cost them the 2nd seed so that both teams can keep their championship beliefs alive. We are coming onto the court. This is everyone's favorite place to be if you're a Griffball fan. Late night, Friday night. Fantastic game here. We are in for a treat. We've talked ad nauseum about these teams, but we are ready to dive right into round 1 as both teams get started onto the court. Pushing in here. Griff Beast will take the ball right at the start, and it is 3 dead already for the Zero Logic lineup as they are pushing in here. Spank and Sev getting traded. Pushing from Viper on the side here. Tons of pressure, but unfortunately will not develop into any crazy play here for the Spank's Life Coaches lineup as they are forced back into their side of the court. All right, so they are pushing them back here as Spank's Life Coaches get a little bit corralled here into the side. We're going to want to be able to see here from Spank's Life Coaches if they can actually develop a push here as they look to the right side. Spank getting killed by Rebs, Viper getting killed by Rebs. That's going to be a toss-up. That is a lofted toss-up over to Spank here as Spank will take control of the ball for the midterm as we know he does not want to have that ball on his hands. He hands it off to the ball carrier, Griff Beast, as Viper and Scullin try to find some space here on the left side with Spank on respawns. Double kill there for Viper as he's pushing into the left side as he gets traded, and Mav is pushing in. Scullin tries to protect his main tank there. Spankatron unfortunately will not, and it ends up with multiple dead out at the plate. Very close there on the sword. A good punch there by Griff Beast. Griff Beast trying to stay alive with Priest right in the corner with him. He will get the ball away as it gets flung all the way to the far left side as Scullin is there to pick it up. Ball is still on the ground. Flower up by Scullin. Scullin tries to throw it and it is rejected. That's going to be Mavbrid with the ball. Sev is over at the plate, but he gets killed and the ball will get flung all the way back over to Priest as Priest now is bringing the ball all the way back for their ball carrier. The interception master himself, Captain Sev here, is taking control of the ball as Zero Logic finally gets their first real possession. All right, I don't know if Rain is having mic troubles or not. I cannot hear him onto the cast here, but I will keep us in tune here with the game until we get that sorted out as Spank's Life Coaches are developing a good pressure defense here. But as I say that is 2 dead, it looks like that we might have some trouble here as a random has joined the league. Something has happened in this game, and this is not what you like to see on a playoff game of the AGLA. We're going to need to see some admins get in on this and figure this out because this should not be happening.
Mic check, can you hear me quick?
I can hear you on the mic check. Good to hear from you,
Okay.
Rain.
Perfect. I was talking last time, and you started going into a cast again. I was like, oh, maybe I'm muted, and then I looked down. I was like, oh, I'm not muted. Cool, sick.
All right, so we're gonna hold here for one moment as I'm not sure what the league is gonna want to do here, because if someone was able to join, that means that the lobby is potentially not privated. I have a feeling that we are gonna have to restart the lobby. Yeah, it's gonna end up having to be, I believe, a restart here so that they can lock up the lobby and make sure that there are no interruptions going forward. Minor mistake here from setting this up. We're gonna have to get this, I believe, restart. It's a good thing that the there were no scores yet.
Hey, let's just end it and lock the lobby, so we don't have that happening.
Seth, can you reset that for us? Okay, we're gonna get this reset here. Just a minor.
The lobby was locked. The lobby was locked.
The lobby was locked, really.
I think he's gonna end the game to make sure, but the lobby was in fact locked.
Oh, Jack. Why do you embarrass me so?
All right. So we're just gonna get this restarted here. Gonna get this reset. Just gonna make sure that we are all set here. I do agree that I believe the lobby was properly locked. We're just gonna restart here. It's a good thing there were no scores. Good thing there were no scores, as it does mean that we're not gonna have a serious competitive integrity issue here. But that is that's unfortunate. That's a bit of a weird one to start here. Just gonna get us right back into the game here for game one. Sorry for that hiccup, folks, but we are gonna get running underway. I do believe here. Let me see here. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Griff ball. Get balls into the goal for
All right, so it looks like that Spank's Life coaches are going to give up the ball here and make sure that for competitive integrity reasons that the Zero Logic lineup does get to have free possession here, as they were in possession and pushing. So to make that as even as possible, Zero Logic will take the kickoff here, uncontested from the Spank's Life coaches lineup.
It should be a quick reset again, I believe, because it was set to 12. So I believe that they are. Unless I'm incorrect, I think the lobby count was set to 12, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Looks like we are restart.
Oh no, we're good.
Yeah, it looks like we're probably underway here. I imagine both teams are deciding on a time. There we go. They were just making sure to pick the proper time on the clock to make sure everyone is starting properly. As there is a push here by the Zero Logic lineup, pushing back against Rebs and Sev here on the right side, taking Mav out. Silent gets traded by Priest. Priest gets traded by Spank. There's two right by the plate. This is a potential 2v1 scenario, and the Golden Boy himself pushes back the ball carrier Sev, proving that increased tanking style from Griff Beast is coming in clutch for the Spank's Life coaches lineup. Zero Logic looking for some space here on the left side with multiple trades here, as there is a betrayal by Mav on Rebs. Mav then gets just killed straight up by Viper. Viper is proving that worth there on the flanking side here, pressuring all the way in. Sev is probably going to have to toss this out. That throw was good to health pack. That's going to be some pressure here from Griff Beast as he's trying to stop the push, to stop them getting the ball back, as Spank will actually take possession of the ball and will not get traded by Rebs. The ball gets thrown back to Griff Beast, and Spank's Life coaches immediately wrest back control of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Zero Logic kind of went for the cheeky score there. I'm not going to lie. Huge pressure from them on the side corner. Almost a pickup. Is that going to plate?
That's a plate. Oh my God.
Oh, boy. There's that goal that they get at least 2 of these per game, where that pressure comes, they send the ball straight up, they try to throw it high, but there's already 2 guys in the air waiting to pick that off, and it just doesn't go high enough. Gets nerfed a little bit on plate as we see that first goal come in for the side of Zero Logic. A huge takeaway from Rebs. Is this a dunk? 2-0 off the bat, and here we go.
Oh my god. And it's gone from bad to worse for Spank's Life coaches. A back foot throw by Griffbeast, the golden boy with the ball, looking a little bit tarnished here in round 3 of game 1, as Spank's Life coaches are going to need to find some pressure here, find some space on the court, and be able to get these scores back, as the score is now 2-0 in Zero Logic's favor. Spanktron holding onto the ball for now, Viper playing on the left side, and Griffbeast playing to the right, as Scullin here filling in middle. Unfortunately, Griffbeast will get killed, and it's going to be just Scullin here against the entire Zero Logic lineup. Scullin is just running to the corner. He's playing as the flanker. He's looking for some pressure here against Priest and Sev, as Viper and Spank finally come to support their captain. Going to be a little bit of a blown play here, as Scullin is a pass player, and Spank has gotten the kill. It's going to be 2 people here at the plate, as Griffbeast is running it into the plate. Are they going to get the double kill? That is another kill by Viper. Double kill by Scullin. 3rd kill by Viper. It is a 2-1 scoreline. This series is a good one. There's a reason that we thought this was going to be a close one, as Spank's Life coaches fight right back into the series.
That's the tanking prowess that we talked about at the beginning of the match, right? Like when you get on a hot run, Sev doing his best to just kind of stay alive, but with that much tanking pressure, huge double kill by Priest right there, able to take away the ball into their back corner. But to what we were saying, I mean, that's just raw tanking power right there. It was an excellent follow-up, a big double kill, almost a betrayal feed into the side of Rebs, pulling out that sword, trying to jump over that last hammer to get that pick, but ends up just feeding a double as SLC rolls in for their first goal. Huge pressure here on the side of SLC as they try to pin this runner back into the corner over and over again. Spank trying to get a kill, gets busted out by Priest. Mav taking up a lot of space here. Rebs floating. Priest doing a good job filling mid as Sev rotates the ball, actively calling in that, hey, we got guys on the right side, getting pushed back into their left corner as they go for a reset with Priest. Oh, and a double. Yeah, that's going to be bad. Again, big pressure from SLC, and this is what you like to see, especially from them. And this is how they're going to win this game if they are able to pull this off. A nerf pass,
that's awesome.
straight to SLC, but a betrayal.
No! Oh my god! What a play! What a play!
Man.
Oh my god, I am sorry. That was just very exciting play there. I thought that was a turnover into turnover right at the plate. That was going to be a painful turnover by SLC right at the plate, but it ends up being an even more painful turnover by the Zero Logic lineup right at the plate, as both teams have now scored a point off of a horrible corner throw by their ace in the hole, their designated ball carriers. Mav is a pass player here. Two people trying to play pressure. Mav gets the drop onto Scullin. Mav gets the drop onto Spank. That's a triple kill. He's heating up. This is what you come to expect from the unhuman hybrid himself, as Priest is pushing into the midfield. He is not killed, but then gets traded by Scullin, and that pressure is going to be pushed all the way back to midcourt.
It was honestly weird to me to not see Priest kind of follow up with Mav right there. I think if he follows up with Mav and gets that kill in the corner, that's a much different push now that you have 2 tanks alive. But obviously going for his own, Priest still staying alive in his own right, getting 2 kills that he probably shouldn't have got right there. But again, clearing out plate, they're rotating left, Mav taking up that wall side, Priest doing his best to stay alive. Mav is up and through again, but there's SLC is quickly going to send 2 after him and push him right back to his runner. Mav coming back to get that quick kill. Priest, Rebs getting a huge kill on the side plate, going straight to plate, trying to come back to get that kill, not getting it. Mav and Priest kind of overlap there. Mav taking the betrayal right there on Priest, and now they just have to anchor and stay alive as they try. Oh, Mav is doing his aerial work. Priest getting a nice kill in mid. Spank doing his best to keep tanking that pressure and absolutely slamming this line. Reb's able to get him on a quick kill as they're able to push. Can they cross half court though? That's been the problem, and it looks like they take just 1 step over, but have to wait for the tanks to reset on the side of the ball.
Absolutely. It is fantastic play from both sides. It is jockeying back and forth. Both teams making similar mistakes and in the same frequency. So both teams here at the 2-2 scoreline, we are seeing neck and neck play from both teams. Neither team really going very negative, neither team going super positive, as both ball carriers have made that brutal backstep pass. That is the type of pass that you hate to see if you are a fan of that team, because it is something that is drilled into you as a ball carrier that you just cannot do. But it is a horrible turnover by Rebs in the corner. Scullin is trying to press it in. He's trying to force it in, and he will punch lunge it in onto the plate. A fantastic turnover play by SLC. A calamity play by the Zero Logic lineup. Rebs, the captain, turning over the ball in the corner to Captain Scullin, and it is 3-2 into SLC's favor.
To kind of give a quick stat breakdown, if I could get stats pulled up on stream too quickly, it looks like kind of exact. Oh my god, I don't think we have time for that. You don't have
You got to
time for that.
remember. You got to remember. If you're going to call for stats, you don't got time for it. SLC have brought us to a 4-2 scoreline. We are on game point already, and we are not even 16 minutes into the game.
No more calling for score lines. That's a free pass to an easy dunkaroo from the side of SLC.
Oh
and
my God,
SLC's coming
again.
hot. They want this game won.
Gripbeast is doing fantastic work here as a tank. Viper is on the plate. He is behind Mav. If he gets that kill, there's a chance that goes to a 5-2 scoreline. It ends this game quick, but it is going to get pressed back as we might be settling right back into another game or another round here, as it is 4-2 SLC's favor. High pressure from the SLC lineup here on the right side. The Zero Logic lineup just cannot get set on their side of the court. It seems like the Zero Logic lineup cannot actually keep control of their half of the court, as SLC are just going to set up shop at mid-court and just taking care of business as Spank gets the double, looks for the triple but will not find it. Rebs is pressuring with the sword, and there's a reason that you have to fear the red sword, as that is a turnover right at mid-court by Griffies, and Zero Logic will have the ball. Pass it back to Captain Seb, and they are looking for pressure here to try and even up the scoreline and bring us closer to a 4-3 scoreline.
I think this would be the perfect time for listening, don't you think?
I could not agree more. We're going to go for a Zero Logic listening here from the Zero Logic lineup while they try to push the ball here across the...
Probably go up right, help out.
To Mav?
No, I had to go right.
I got it.
Just go forward, just go forward.
Hold on. Nice. I'm gonna leave these two. I got killed behind. You go left health pack, maybe?
Fuck me, I tried to throw it and didn't get rid of it.
Oh, I got Bunny Milk by Spank.
That's okay.
We need a kill here.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who. Preferably Skullin.
Alright, I'm dancing with Spank.
Got Skullin.
Good.
Go throw snipes. Yeah.
I got Gap.
Nice.
We need to get Viper out. Nice kill.
Yeah, huge.
Get that gap.
He's live. Nice job. Oh, nice Mav. Good pressure. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck it.
that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just dancing with Viper left. Playing live.
Yep. Christine, you need to start coming back.
No trade on that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Let's go.
Follow up.
Oh, Spank, no throw.
Nice
Spank,
sword,
no throw.
Rebs.
Nice.
Good live.
Good
Traded.
trade. Let's go. Come on.
Good team tank. Oh, good. He really see a void. That was a good team tank opportunity.
Nice.
Oh, nice double.
Nice save.
Pressure.
Nice. Huge.
There
Yeah,
we
nice
go.
job, guys. Nice job.
And another costly turnover by the SLC lineup right on their side of the field, 10 feet from the plate. That they're gonna want that one back. As Mav gets an overkill! That is an extermination! That is a pro run! But it looks like that the respawns might actually be good enough. But no, the ball will get run right in by Captain Seb. A fantastic play from the fantastic tank on Zero Logic. It is 4-4, and it has been 20 seconds.
Yeah, this is definitely not the speed that we were expecting, but it is the score line that we were expecting with this team making it a 4-4 game, which was at one point a runaway train from SLC, but the Zero Logic team is not going down without a fight. They are fighting tooth and nail. We heard the good comms coming out, calling out when they need to kill, calling out the trades. Oh, it's getting dangerous though. Oh, Seb goes down. He's got an anchor there, able to trade out Spank though. That's huge on the pressure relief on the side of Zero Logic.
Absolutely, as the music is revving up, everyone's getting excited here in a round 9 for game 1. We did not expect to be here this quickly, but it looks like SLC is in full tilt push as they've got multiple members on the side, and Priest is dead, Seb is dead, and this game is over! 5-4 to the SLC lineup as we are moving to game 2.
Yeah, we'll see if this stays par for the course, because we did call that this is the normal SLC that we're used to seeing. They come out hot, they come out dominant, they have a couple misplays, but they do end up winning and taking that first game in the series. But this is where we start to see are they in it for the endurance, or are they in it for just that one game? Can they go the whole distance? Because we've seen so many times that they start off with that win and end up fizzling out. And this is where Zero Logic starts to play their best, is when they're down 0-1, when their back's against the wall, when they know, hey, it's do or die time now. It's time to pull out all the stops. So 5-4 on the first game series is expected. Also a great game, also great to watch. But let's deep dive that stat line when you get a chance.
Absolutely. Let's get the stat lines pulled up here on stream as we are looking into this game one. And I gotta tell you, it's a tanking diff. Everyone on Zero Logic is negative by 10 or more except for Mav. Mav being obviously the key tank on this roster, but like you said, this team lives and dies by Priest and Rebs. Mav, making the difference maker plays, getting that overkill right off the kickoff, making that pro run to bring us to 4-4. But it took until then for the team to really find much gelling. They were taking advantages of mistakes that SLC was making, but they were making their own mistakes. We saw both ball runners with a back foot pass onto their own plate that turns into a quick score by the other lineup. And if one team doesn't make that mistake, they end up getting the leverage on the other team. And this game might be otherwise in Zero Logic's scoreline. But on the other side, Scullin, positive 17s, Viper, positive 13, Griffbeast essentially even, and Spank just barely positive. Like you said, this is the Spank's Life coaches that when this team was drafted, this is what the team wanted to do. A good ball carrier who doesn't make many mistakes except for the one or two that he did make in this game, and against a lineup that they can exploit. And right now, they have been exploiting them.
Absolutely. I mean, there's not much to say about this. I know both teams are ready to get it rolled into to game two, so we can go ahead and get that queued up. But I mean, just deep diving while we get this second game loaded up and on the up and starting path, this is. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see from the side of SLC. But again, we're not expecting anybody on Zero Logic to go positive. They've hardly ever won games where their whole roster is positive. The biggest thing that they pull away is those takeaways, and we saw 3 of them just last game, where it's a hefty turnover on the plate. You sneak a sword in here and absolutely roll on the momentum train. And they are getting kills. They are getting tank kills on the front line. But I feel like SLC really dominated with the ball that game. It might not seem like it from a stat perspective, but I'd say that's a good, at least 60-40 split favoring the side of SLC as we get loaded up into game 2. We'll see if Zero Logic has any game plan as to how to adjust, or if they're just saying, hey, we're finally heating up, let's get right into it.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to want to see that high level performance we were seeing from Mav, getting the extermination right on the kickoff. We're going to want to see something along those lines from Mav, while seeing some more consistent tanking here from the Zero Logic lineup as we are into game 2 here. Kickoff is kicking off here as Scullin will take the ball off the kickoff. Griffbeast with some high pressure. He's playing in here as the tank takes over Mav, releasing Viper into the back line as Griffbeast will collapse the entire Zero Logic line into the mid-court as Scullin gets the punch, looks for the play there from Priest between Spank, but unfortunately there will be the trade, and that play will get forced back as Griffbeast will now take control of the ball. Viper here on the flank looks to play against Priest, but will get beaten. Looks like Scullin going to play here against Mav. The trades, then Priest getting killed outright by Spank. Spank going to play his life here, make sure that they hold on to the space. Good tepid play there from the Spank's Life coaches lineup, being ready for his tanks, playing with his tanks, and playing with that lineup. It is an exciting play from both teams here as the Spank's Life coaches lineup is just not letting go of that ball.
Yeah, and we're already starting to see a similar format where, and this is to the stat of Griffbeast, where he has those 21-second average lives, and it doesn't matter if his team's getting tanked in, which usually is not the case, but he's staying alive, he's watching his spacing, he's getting the punches that matter. Scullin on the reverse side of that last push, keeping that push alive for an extra, I'd say 15-20 seconds by getting 2 punches that he really had no business getting. A nice kill by Griffbeast right there on the Reb sword. That was one of the points of contention coming into this map, is can he get the punches on Rebs, or is he going to tilt, which he's done pretty well so far, and making sure that he stays, kind of a nasty overlap on the side of SLC. Priest able to get a double kill and clean that up. Mav applying pressure in that mid-court. Sev doing his best. Reb's trying to stop Viper on the flank here, but Viper's, good send help on Mav, but Mav ended up getting traded to the Betrayal, but able to take Viper with him for a cleanup on that side of the ball.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, we gave it to Zero Logic there. We gave it to Zero Logic for a listen. I think it's time for a Spanx Live Coaches listen in here as they are getting very pressed onto their plate. Let's go listen in to Spanx Live Coaches.
Ball thrown.
This ain't the VC, it's my VC. Get out.
All right, it looks like that we were having some issues actually getting the stream into the listen in there for Spanx Live Coaches, so we're going to have to leave that off to the side for now. We'll end up doing a listen in on the Zero Logic lineup in a little bit, but for now they're going to press that ball all the way back to their far corner as Sev was out tanked there in the far side of the Spanx Live Coaches line. Ball gets dropped to Sev as they are now going to try and orchestrate their push here on the left side of the court.
Oh, there we go. I finally got my audio back. Now, we joined that chat and went weird on it. Oh, yikes. Perfect timing. Perfect timing and a quick 1-0 start for the side of Zero Logic. A big kind of takeaway there, especially as Sev. Yeah, Sev definitely waited forever to kind of push that in, but ends up being able to take away the strong point from it, which is solid. Looking at the stat line, Mav is starting to get back into peak form. He's 17 and 13. Rebs is 8 and 12 right now. Sev is 5 and 11. Priest coming to life a little bit at 13 to 16, trying his best to stay even, but big kills coming out of the side of SLC to ruin those dreams. Viper staying alive right now, kind of holding up the flank and the foremost on the wall side. We might see a rotate out. Ooh, that was almost a nasty double that they fed in, but they're gonna leave Viper alone on the flank, which is a dangerous place to play. Rebs goes right over him, still trying to play him, but now they're dedicating 3 just to Viper, kind of like the stat said. Good stat sheet call out on the. Yeah, I like that.
As they're pressuring in here, multiple dead from the Zero Logic lineup. Viper is at the plate, does get the kill on the Priest. The kill on the Mav is down by Scullin. That's another kill, that's another kill, and Scullin gets the triple kill, bringing the ball all the way into the plate as the score will be evened up at 1-1 in Game 2. That freight train has no brakes when you've got a rabid dog like the Spank and a fantastic conductor in Scullin. That team, Spanx Life Coaches, was running on all cylinders as Scullin will now find pressure here with an immediate pickup of the ball. Spank is finding pressure here in mid. Viper and Scullin trying to put pressure here on the right side as the Spanx Life Coaches lineup is getting a little bit contained here into the side. Mav gets killed, Sev gets killed. There are no trades here. No trades here. That's 3 dead. Will it be 4 dead with no trades? Scullin is at the plate. The Grim Beast will force it through the hole between 2 tanks, and that is going to be a quick 2-1 here as we are moving into round 4.
Yeah, I mean that's another one of those key takeaways where we start to hear things like, oh, we're gonna go into the bag of trucks, we're gonna do this. That's the 3rd push in a row that they've lost on plate, where they've had 2 people with. Well, that was a
Fantastic play by Spank.
I don't even think that he saw Spank there. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think he did.
He was in the clear.
I wholeheartedly believe that he thought that Spank got traded out and did not just straight up get those kills. But instead, Spank's Life Coaches again will hold on to the ball. Mav is between tanks here. Priest between tanks as well, and that will be a reductive play there as all tanks from the Zero Logic lineup will get killed and sent back to their side of the court. It is now a 4v3, make it 4v4 as all 8 members are alive as there is pressure here on the left side of the court. Scullin boosting forward, looking for the kill on Priest, will not find it, but Sev will get killed by Spank thanks to the trade as Scullin looking for some kills here on Priest, but it will not come. Viper is still alive, takes Priest, but then dies to Rebs. Spank is between tanks, gets traded out. Mav takes over, I believe that was Scullin, but then gets punched out by Griff Beast. It is a back and forth slugfest here from both lineups as we are just deep into this game 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is the fruition coming to play of just a hot SLC. that has played together. Like you start to look at this tanking line in the breakdown, they haven't missed a step when it comes to form tanking, making sure that they're filling their space, making sure that they're refragging, getting kills that they need to right there. Another prime example of that. Even though they're not necessarily winning all of the biggest pushes, their map skills, their awareness, their ball dominance has been super heavy. They've only lost like I think 20% of the tip-off so far, and when they have the ball, they are not letting this go. No matter how many swords they send through, Rebs again trying to sneak it through right now as they're fighting and doing anything to get Spank off their side of the court, finally able to get him out and out of the way, send him back to spawn, but that's an even scarier place as he rejoins the tanking line on the side of SLC.
Absolutely. And just quickly jump into the stats here, as it is a pretty even tanking stat lines here for both Spank and Scullin, both north of 30 kills, both south of 25 deaths, so they are performing quite well. As Rebs was looking for the double sword there, fantastic punch from Griffbeast. He is forced into the corner. Nav will get killed on the side. The ball is getting thrown to. Fantastic cover up by Spank's Life coaches. The ball carrier Griffbeast continuing to be that golden boy and continuing to prove his worth here in the AGLA playoffs, as Viper is all the way on the far side. Multiple tanks on the far side of the plate. Nav is going to be traded out here by Scullin, but Scullin actually does not get traded. Multiple people from Spank's Life coaches are on the opponent's side of the field. Spank is still alive and finally will get killed by Mavrid right at the plate. So Griffbeast could not throw the ball because of the pressure from Mavrid and the pressure from Sev, but unfortunately Spank's Life coaches will not find some pressure, but fortunately for Zero Logic, they will hold off the rabid players of Spank's Life coaches. Spank has clearly been learning something from his three coaches, as this team is just running roughshod over the Zero Logic lineup.
Oh, that's a big kill for Viper on the right side. They're going to start to stretch this court out. Griffbeast is doing a great job. He's looking for that pass. You could tell just by the way he's dancing in mid, looking for that spacing. That last push, he wanted to throw that so bad, but enough awareness to know, nope. Even though I have two people down there, even if I wing that, there might be a chance that they get it, but odds are they're going to lose the ball, so he just kind of holds on to it, tucks it away. Priest getting traded out, a huge double, and it seems like Spank is just immortal this game.
Oh my God.
He's not dying. He cannot die. He will not die until he puts that ball straight back into the goal where it belongs. Another big kill as Rebs tries to float through again, not being able to have his way. We've kind of seen an absent Rebs this game,
Absolutely.
and you start to wonder if we see anything from that side of are they in their heads? Are they the ones getting checked? Where's that toolbox at? But maybe time to go for another listen in as they finally get the ball.
Absolutely. Let's go for a Zero Logic listen in as they finally get control of the ball.
Yeah. You can get out on this wall space.
I got
That's
fucking
huge.
killed from behind. Red. Oh, we lost
Lovely
Rebs.
map, lovely.
Yeah, we lost me. But just hold that
Yeah.
space. You
I
still have
got
space.
sold,
Watch Viper.
Yeah. Okay. Huge.
Thanks,
huge
Dad.
Rebs. Nice. Nice, we're going
Nice,
out
team
left. We're going out
tank.
left.
Background
Left. Yeah. Stay alive there. Stay alive. I'm running my free. Oh,
Did not
shit.
trade him. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
Your back's clear. Back's clear.
Yeah, going right. Good trade,
Okay,
Rebs.
Viper
Good trade.
out.
And another
Good
one.
kill. Griff is right
Darn,
there.
that guy flew forward on that. My bad.
Oh, no betrayals there?
All the trades.
We need a kill here.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
one.
getting
No,
pressured.
they didn't get the trade.
Do it.
Just go up. Go if you want court.
Do it. The Mav.
You gonna have
go
one
up.
on you?
Yeah. I got it. I think.
You might have to re-chuck it as soon as you grab it.
I got it out. I'm still alive. I'm gonna go apply pressure. You're on your own, Priest.
I tried to throw it to plate. Sorry, Seb.
That's fine. Let's just regroup here. We need a kill. Scullin just knocked me down. I should have swung.
Oh man. I'll
Good
good
kills.
follow up, man.
I'm just gonna hold Viper.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm coming back around right side.
Viper's still on the right there.
He's got me.
Nice.
He got me. He's free.
He came back.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
still on
dead as
spawn.
well. Oh shit, bro.
Just get him out.
He's
Nice.
dead.
Mav, you got a lot of pressure.
Oh,
Ooh,
lucky
that was a
Mav.
risky pass. He's one. Runner's one.
Damn it, I tried.
Runner is still one.
He's full.
All
He's
right,
full.
we
He's
need a
full.
kill.
Just stop push here. We need one.
Yeah,
One with
yeah,
your
yeah.
revs on your left. Got
That's
him.
right.
Nice kills. Nice kills. He threw.
It's fine. You got 2 on it. Spank's gonna be coming from mid.
Oh,
Spank is collapsing from mid.
Darn it, I'm sorry, I gave life. My fault.
That's fine. We still have a lot of pressure here. Viper's going up the right.
I'm watching.
Dylan killed me left, dude. Fuck me.
Viper's dead.
Nice. Good shit, guys.
I'm pushing down mid.
Spank's dead. It gives us pressure on runner. 2 on runner.
He's too high.
Yeah, it's coming to you, priest.
Yeah. Throw back.
Oh, why'd you call
I got
throwback?
2.
We had 2 tanks.
Because we
Oh, dude.
both did it.
Fuck, man.
No, you were literally getting spawned on, bro, and Rebs died anyway, so I think it was the right call. Rebs is still alive. Rebs is still alive.
I got a fucking tied. I need help on runner. Help on runner.
Took 3?
He knows you're there.
Yeah, they're respawning. Stop runner back around mid.
Yeah.
I did not trade him, that sucks.
Right. Nice. 2 kills. Huge.
Back clear.
Nice, Rebs.
We're all live.
Getting spawned on here.
Right, wait for the collapse from Mav.
Just 2. Good kills.
Lovely
Good job.
teamwork, guys.
Nice, guys.
Lovely. Patience, slow and steady.
Sorry for the
Oh no, you're
excitement
good,
on
bro.
the callback.
We could have scored it, but it's one.
And the patience pays off. You could hear a little bit of discord in the team lineup there in the comms, but Sev with the even keel. It was actually Priest who ended up being a little bit annoyed, a little bit potentially on tilt there from that turnover. Oh my god, the triple kill, potentially making an overkill potential here from the Zero Logic lineup as they are just going to potentially push this right into the plate. It is a 2-2 scoreline right now as they are right on the plate, but Viper will get the kill, and SLC will close the door on the Zero Logic lineup, getting the ball there. Very risky give over to Griffies as Griffies goes for the punch and gets Rebs, and they will finally release Valve that pressure, and it is going to be pushing right up towards mid-court here as Mav and Sev are here on the SLC line.
I mean, yeah, that's not the first time that kind of patience and that hesitation has cost them a goal. I think that's the second time. We kind of heard in that listen in, especially when Priest was like, "Oh, why did we throw it back?" He's right. I mean, if they put their foot on the gas just a little bit more, I think Zero Logic starts to take away some of these goals. But playing from the mindset of SLC, they know for a fact that they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that exact thing, which is keep pressure on. They're gonna hesitate. They're gonna fold in a little bit, and that's their time to, like you said, slam the door on that opportunity. But SLC doing a great job finally getting that ball back as the score, stays 2-2 for now. Sev doing a great job to get that pressure out, and they're doing a lot to maintain these tanks. Viper is not getting the same flanking range that he's getting. Rebs is doing a great job of staying more passive, finally keeping the hammer out and getting those hammer kills. Gets traded out on the wall there as Sev tries to stay alive. Skullin with big kills right now. Grifby's dancing right alongside of him as they let Viper try to make his way to the right side of play. Gets traded out, and Grifbeast is still looking for some space, not playing too close to his tank. Ooh, that was a risky punch, and he knows it. Good thing he backed off as they go to reset on the side of SLC here.
Absolutely, and fantastic kills by the SLC line as they are finding an opening here on the right side, trying to play a potential fast play, but there's just too many people alive. Rebs getting killed on the backside, so there's not the pressure from behind on the flank. Priest is looking for a play here, but Skullin fills right in on Spanktron there, right on right side. Skullin is a pass player, gets onto Rebs. Mav is getting pressured by Spank and Viper. It is right at the plate. Rebs is going for it. He did a turnover again, but Spank is there to take the kill and avenge his flanker in chief. Silent Viper goes down, but Spank will bring us to a 3-2 scoreline.
We love the sloppy hot potato that happens on the plate. And I feel like every time these two teams play each other, it's that give and take where it's 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill. We don't know where the ball is, but eventually it somehow ends up in the goal. Just unfortunate with the whoever is the last man standing kind of aspect of that. And that is how they've scored most of their goals, but unfortunately for the side of Zero Logic, goes in the way for SLC that time. They've gotten their fair share. Reb's doing a good job. Mav is free on the flank right now. Mav getting another big kill. Oh, he wants that that other kill, but not able to get it. Priest trying to follow up. Rebs and Priest kind of overlapping on the tanking line, not looking too good as SLC makes quick work of that lineup and pushes them straight back in the corner. Mav getting a nice trade out. Rebs trying to make his way up space, but Spank is not dying. He's not giving up any ground for that. Able to get a quick trade out. Mav finally making some alleviating pressure on that left-hand side, taking up that wall side. Viper able to thrust her back. Scullin is just staying alive. They keep trying to jump up and go up in the air, but SLC's taking advantage of that, going right under, sneaking through, getting the kills, which actually allowed them to get that last goal last time. But Mav getting good space right now, Priest staying alive. Tanking line starting to form up on that right side, but can they make this push actually work and set us back to a 3-3? Does not look likely as they only have 2 tanks up. Mav trying to play that space there. Priest on the flank now, actually trying to draw space away, maybe give some room for his runner to rotate, but they've been locked in this quadrant of the map for at least 20 seconds now, just not giving up any room on the side of SLC as they resort to the gridiron defense that they know and love.
Absolutely. It is fantastic. It's fantastic play from SLC, and it is just keeping Zero Logic on the back foot. It's making it so hard for them to play. Mav was there for the pass, but he dies by the time it gets there. That's 2 dead. That's 4 dead. Oh my god, the push! It's just unstoppable from Spank's Life coaches. They don't need coaching anymore as they are on match point 4-2 the scoreline.
Oh boy. I can feel the Viper interview coming after this game, and I think my bone is starting to crawl. I'm not gonna lie to you that this is getting spooky out here, especially when we reach the 5-4-2. But this is what happened in game 1. We did see a quick recap from, or a retake, I should say, from the side of Zero Logic, especially when their back is officially against the final wall. This is it. If one more goal goes the way of SLC, their season, their championships are over. Their hopes are over. So everything that they need to get together is right now. And can they do that push? We've seen them do it before. Let's see if we can take it away now. It might be time here soon for another listen in now that they have the ball.
I wholeheartedly agree as they are pushed against the back wall as they are in full pressure here from Spank's Life coaches. Let's go in for a listening from a potential elimination point here on Zero Logic.
That's Jeff.
Oh, GG. Yep, GG.
It got deflected.
Yep.
Game, set, match. Spank's Life coaches don't even give us time to get set up into that listen-in. And it is all over. The 2-0 sweep by Spank's Life coaches. They have punched their ticket to face the Like Clockwork lineup. Rain, what just happened?
We saw the dominance, man. I don't think Zero Logic ever had that comeback moment. They started to roll a little bit there in game 2 as they got some of that momentum, but with the shift and the pressure that SLC was able to apply, that's just too much. It's too much for them to come back from. It's too much for them to get out of their side of the court. They tried to throw out there, got it deflected, got it nerfed straight on the plate, similar to how they scored on SLC in game 1, but they just could not come around to terms with it, especially when you start to look at the stat line, and it's a brutal showing. You can see it right now. Spank again anchoring for that team, dropping a positive 20. Silent Viper keeping consistent across the games with another good positive game. Scullin actually on the weaker side of things. Scullin being more so of the support tank in this last one, but I mean you look at the spread on the side of Zero Logic, and it was just a bloodbath. You could see it. Mav the only one going positive as per usual. Captain Sev going -30 almost. Rebs dropping a -15. Priest trying to stay alive, but still drops a -6, and it's just too much. When you look at this team, especially when you go in kind of cold like this team did, with only your warm-up from today, whereas SLC has been grinding this offseason, making every scrim count, playing against My Chemical Ace, playing against the 2 teams that beat them, playing against everybody who they can get their hands on, some of the best GWL teams that we've seen so far, getting some reps in there too. It is definitely playing off, and this is where we start to see the resurgence of SLC. This is what they wanted during the main season. They couldn't get it, but their hopes are still alive for playoffs for at least one more game until they come see us.
Absolutely, and I've touched base here with the Spank's Life coaches lineup, and the whole team is happy to have an interview here as we've got Viper. Viper, we're pulling you in. Viper, how you feeling after that game here?
Hey, Rain, job's not done, bitch. You're next. You heard me? Negative
I
30.
can't wait to
coming right on top of your head again. Right on top of your head again. It's
Hey,
coming.
where was this energy for the pregame speech? You don't sound very safe. That sounds like an excuse that you set up at the beginning of the game,
bro, because you kept saying the negative 30 next to you over and over again.
Yeah,
Remember that?
and then we scrimmed after that, and you guys sucked. So it was all good. We'll see you guys on the court. It's all good.
Those are scrim. It shows up in these games. All right.
Let's talk to somebody who's actually relevant.
Let's get the rest of the lineup in here. We've got the entire SLC main lineup in here. Spank, what the hell was that? Fantastic play.
Yes, sir. I got 3 coils too. Did you check the stats?
Oh, we saw the stats. Coils are not recorded, but I recorded it with my eyes, brother. I saw it.
Yes, indeed.
My God. Griff Beast, there was a bit of a blip there at the start of the series with that back-footed pass, but you bounced back. How are you feeling after such a fantastic bounce back against a lineup that pushed you guys to the absolute limit in the regular season?
Man, I'm shaking right now. That was intense.
Totally understand, man. I mean, as you are a rookie, Rain and I agree, you're probably rookie of the season because this has been a fantastic glow up from you as a player coming into this. And like Viper said when he first came in here, job's not done. I do have to ask, as you know, we always like to see a little bit of banter back and forth. Spanx Life coaches, you guys are sitting in here with a member of Like Clockwork. You have anything you want to say to Like Clockwork before you face him?
I'm gonna say nothing. Rain's scared, bro. He's scared.
I'm not scared of shit.
You can hear it in his voice. He's shaking already, bro. Just like you said on the pregame. That was the worst game of my life. It's about to happen again.
Oh, thank God.
Well, here comes your protector.
Here comes Captain Lux for Like Clockwork. Lux, how you doing, man? What'd you think about the game?
I just came over to take this stream over because I heard someone was talking shit.
Oh no! Here we go. Go talk.
Apparently,
the
guy talking shit ain't even the best on his team, is what I heard.
That's crazy. Actually, I have a follow-up post-game interview for the person on this team that actually matters. Spank, when you start to look at your stats, does it ever get heavy carrying this many people in a backpack? Like, what is that like for you this season?
Nah, man, I'm just the bait. I just work around my team, bro. It's that simple. It's a team effort.
This isn't the team talk time, brother. It's time for you to glow up. Your girl's in the chat. You got to say something to the people.
She's right behind. I did tell her to fuck off at the beginning of the series. Well, I didn't tell her to fuck off. But.
Oh my God! Hey, look! Don't get between a man and his griff ball. That's all I can say.
For the record, I do want to point out Spank had 3 coil medals on the board.
Thank you.
I just
yes, indeed.
How many coil medals?
Bro, I didn't even try either, man. It just happens, brother.
Fantastic play. My God. Scullin, how are you feeling? How are you feeling after this? I mean, you came in here pretty even keeled in the pregame interview. So how are you feeling now on the backside of it? 2-0 against a team that pushed you guys very hard in the regular season, and it was a disheartening loss originally. How are you guys feeling after this turnaround win? And how do you feel about heading into Like Clockwork?
Feeling good. I mean, that first game I was getting flashbacks. Oh my God, up 4-2, gets to 4-4, but I don't know. Spank's activating. Griff Beast is playing solid. Viper is fucking at his peak right now. I'm feeling good. I think we have a lot of things to clean up still. We were a bit shaky on some stuff. I didn't play as good as I wanted to in the second game. But I feel like when I play worse, they all play better. But we still have shit to clean up. We ain't that good yet, in my opinion.
Ever the true captain looking for the improvements on the team. I gotta say, I have never been happier to not play Griffball because you guys are a fantastic team to watch and a fantastic team to cast. You guys did not even give us. We went for a listen-in on a Zero Logic when that turnover happened at the plate on the final score. You guys just didn't even give us time to think. Didn't give us time to do stat breakdowns. Didn't give us time to do anything. You guys just wanted to shut this up quick after such a long game against Zero Logic. So I give you guys a ton of kudos for that one.
Thank you.
Rain, if you're gonna talk shit, how about you just speak with your words? All right, quit typing in the chat.
Shut the fuck up, kid.
Sorry. So for all the tweet leaders, for all the people who wanted to be quiet, I was just paying respect to you guys speaking and your captain speaking. I have no idea why he drafted you, but I was just saying quick and easy improvement to look for after the game is if you review the tape. If you slot in Tez anywhere that you played, you guys would have easy 5-0'd that
You want
team.
to talk
So
about tape, bro? Watch our last series we faced you. You were just in
for
the
sure,
ground all game.
brother, I've watched it.
All game.
I'm teed up.
Even
I'm ready to go.
Even Lux knows it too. He knows you were in the ground all game.
Yeah, we
Okay,
had
like
you
that
with
again.
GG instead of
You play-
Solace, buddy.
hey,
You ain't doing no. Shut
hey,
your mouth. This
hey.
you ain't even been to a finals yet out of 7 seasons, brother.
Bro, I'm gonna make
I've
you
been to
fucking
4.
quit
You're
the
nothing to
league.
me.
You're gonna quit the league.
You're
all
no-
right?
I'm gonna
That's
put I'm gonna
exactly-
put you
You're
in
gonna
the
quit.
dirt.
You're gonna
I'm
quit.
gonna put you in the dirt,
Just
kid.
like you quit that.
Look at that.
little
Look, it's on the stream right there.
league.
7 betrayals. Your own fucking team is scared of you. Your team is
We'll
scared of
see.
you. We're trying to
We'll
stay
see.
away from you.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Oh God.
Oh my
All you
god.
gotta do with that team is take out Lux.
You're a
him
stepping
bored and he'll
stone kid.
fucking
You're a
quit
stepping
He'll
stone.
quit the league.
Hey,
That's all you ever been. I'm gonna beat your team, and I'm gonna go and beat that super team and get the second ship home to like clockwork, and everybody knows it.
Yeah,
You're just a
that's not
stepping
gonna
stone in my
happen.
world.
I-
Your whole
you
world's
guys-
trying to beat me.
I gotta
my world doesn't
say-
even consider you.
I'm
Did
excited to see these two teams put it all out on the court. I gotta ask, if you guys are so excited to play, when are we
Schedule
seeing
the
this
game.
match?
Yeah, I was
Schedule the
about to say,
game.
schedule the game.
Right now, yeah,
Right
that's
now.
what's happening.
Right now.
Oh, that's a bit late
Let's
for that.
go.
Look, Griff Beast. I appreciate that you guys were really happy that you didn't take 50 minutes to play like a single game, but
Yeah.
in the interest of not doing that at 11:30 p.m., we're probably gonna do it a different day. But yeah, I am excited to see these two teams match up. Now, Lux, do you have any last minute words that you have here for anyone in particular or for the team in total?
It's gonna be a 10-0. Everybody knows it. 2 5-0s back to back. It's gonna be beautiful. Everybody's gonna love it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sell a book on it. It's gonna be top seller.
Right,
How to
you
do
guys
ass
can-
games.
I'm coming for
I
Solace,
gotta-
man.
I gotta
You guys
ask
can get your
Lux.
Lux Hall of Fame jerseys in chat right now. You can
Yeah, I'll
subscribe
send
to my
them over.
Twitch
I'll send them
too.
over for free. Free shipping. Rain's got you covered. It's all good.
very importantly, I want to
probably
hear
in a bar
from
somewhere.
I want to hear
good
from
fuck.
specifically Griff Beast.
Motherfucker
What do
playing
you
on
think
2
about going
cents.
into Like Clockwork next? Griff Beast, what
5
do you think
DPI.
about going into Like Clockwork next?
What do I think about what?
Going into Like Clockwork, you're facing Lux's lineup
I'm
here.
excited. I'm ready for it. We beat them already, didn't we? I
Yeah, we be.
That is
think it
true.
was easy too.
The sub
Oh,
right now. Give me a win,
oh,
kid.
Beast.
Talk
The
your
rookie
shit,
is here to play. The rookie is
Shut
here to
up, kid. You're
play.
the fourth. Ain't nobody even know you. They're gonna sub you out for Tez, I think. Last I heard. You're lucky even play tonight. Yeah, shoulda.
Oh my god.
Actually,
It's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
sub
interesting
me
to see
out.
these two teams fight off. All I can say is I am so ready for the team comm listen-ins because I can imagine they're gonna be heated when these two teams face off against each other.
This team actually fucking sucks. We only lost because I sold. Everybody knows that. I can't wait to play them
you're
next week.
fucking ass. Like I said, you're ass. Straight dog shit. You know it.
I can't wait to play with our full lineup. That'll be cool.
All right. Well,
Shrek
all I can
talking in
say
the chat.
is
You guys see Shrek talking in the chat? What is this guy talking about? Is this guy even in the league still?
Nah, he apps a lot from the bench at home. He's gonna watch the stream now.
Because to my
Hey.
memory, when Dylan was on Like Clockwork, he got a ship. Shrek couldn't get it done. Why is he talking? I ought to ban him right now.
Lux is choosing
Get
violence
this guy
tonight.
out of here.
Oh my god. Now, I gotta ask though, Rain, as we're getting to the end of the stream here, I believe we might have hit 30 viewers on the stream tonight. So I believe, I mean, maybe our stream production team could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we did hit that 30 viewer mark that you were looking for Make It Rain. How are we gonna make this happen?
Pull the list of everybody. If we did hit 30, if we could go back and pull that list of everybody who's in the stream, and I will. Well, we can just pull it right now. Actually, pull all the people who are in it right now, and we can throw that into a randomizer, and I'll give away some cash. But we will do that probably tomorrow as we announce. I'm assuming the next game will come soon enough, so we can definitely give away some cash for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think after stream we're gonna pull everything out here, and I want to say for everyone that's watching the stream, get into the Play Griffball community Discord here. We're gonna put everyone into a randomizer, and we are going to select someone who is going to win Rain's cash. So it'll be interesting. You might win Rain's cash and then watch him lose against SLC. It'll be a real painful thing for Rain if that happens. But otherwise, I'm Tez. He's been Rain.
This has been the way to close the stream. No. Open the stream back up. I'll close the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in to SLC's last game of the season. It was really great to watch them play and struggle. But if you guys are into into that and watching him struggle a little bit more, tune in for the next game that I'm sure will be soon.
No. Tune in tomorrow or the next day to see Lux rage quit the fucking server again and hear Rain cry himself to sleep.
I fucking own you.
That's what we need to do.
Oh my god. All right.
His own
Spamming the Discord is crazy.
It's gonna happen.
Good night, stream.
Yeah, we've been the AGLA. Thank you
You're
for watching.
begging to be on my team, kid.
No.